Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Some women are sexually aggressive. Some women are sexually aggressive. What does that mean? Just in simple terms, they're about getting theirs. they gonna go after it, because, there's always some talk about, women ain't interested in sex and all of that. Please. If only reason women might as a whole are quiet about what they want to do and how much they want the D is many men judge them for it. Many men have problems with it. So, the women got to play the game. But if you, through your actions, even your words, your actions, your general behavior, let her know a woman can be free in your presence, that you free her. You're not going to judge her on her sexual desires. Oh, they can be aggressive. They can be ridiculously aggressive. And it can range everything from blatantly putting themselves in your path to them having a conversation with a lot of sexual innuendo to just coming up and saying, "You's a big fine man, won't you stick that thing in?" And women will do that and stuff. And especially if you have great bait, and in terms of your physical appearance, and especially if you turn them on sexually. Let me explain something about that. In my book, Nice Guys and Players, I talked about a woman being aroused sexually. And I used the analogy of a clear lake. If a lake is clear, no ripples or anything in it, it looks like a mirror. It's very beautiful. Shoot, you can have a painting of it and everything. Take a picture of it. Shoot. A woman being aroused is like throwing a rock in that clear water. You start seeing waves. They start feeling something and everything. It could be a small ripple or it could be big waves. You drop a big rock in there. That's the same thing with women. When women are aroused, they want to take action. They don't just sit there, they move more. Like a great example is if you check out any videos with male exotic dancers and stuff. Look at what the women are doing, or any TV show or something like that. Like two shows I can think about, All the Queen's Men on BET and Toy Boy on Netflix. And if you look at the women, how they respond, they dancing, they moving, that's arousal. When women are aroused, they move. So when they're aroused by a man, they more likely to move in some way. They're not going to just sit there no matter how much they want to, and it could be small. Even if they don't approach the man, you might notice the woman is twitching and everything. She might be twitching, her legs moving back and forth, her the nipples on her breasts are getting hard. They are being moved from a calm state to an active state. Now, many women, if they're aroused, they can hide it well, at least to the untrained eye. Or, they'll just do some indirect stuff. But then you get some women, they're going to be aggressive about it. A mentor was telling me a story about some other woman talking about what she did. She was on, some resort, and she kept running by this guy's window butt naked. Like, people say that's crazy. What about those situations where women will come over to a guy's house with nothing on but a trench coat and some heels, and then be like, "What you gonna do?" I remember I went on a date with a woman. I never forget this. Now, she was more aggressive. She's the one who wanted to go out. She actually paid and everything. We went back to her place. She went in the bathroom. She came out with a warm towel because my neck was a little stiff and a nightie on. She was like, "Oh, we ain't never talk about sex." She was aggressive about getting what she wanted. You get some women, they're going to be aggressive like that. They're going to be aggressive like that. I remember a woman way back in the day and stuff. She just said, "Rom, I want to take your pants down." I was like, okay. She did a good job with it. Yeah, it was some good stuff, I ain't gonna lie, and stuff. And thankfully, there was no pregnancy. There was some dumb stuff with it too, but we won't get into that. So, but the thing is, some women, they will be aggressive on that level. And see, if a man wants to experience that, he needs to work on his sex appeal. Okay, first of all, I always say body game. Body game, that's the main thing right there. And you'll get that. Like every time I do a body game video, I always get testimony. Guys will say, yeah, this woman was real aggressive. She was friendly. She was touching me or something. I talked about that time I'm in a grocery store and I had just, I'm in line, just had a few things. Had less than a woman, this woman, she saw what I had. She said, hey, you can get in front of me. And for some reason, she just started rubbing on my back. Now, normally that could be a problem, but she did a good job. I ain't gonna lie. It's stuff, they get real touchy, stuff like that, because they are aroused sexually. They are moved. You move that woman. They the immovable object that just been moved and stuff. And so they want it. See, that's one of the things to pay attention to, and like I said, it can range. Sometimes it might just be they'll put themselves in your path. Or one of the things, how close are they standing to you? If they talking, how are they looking at you? They might just say hi to you first, initially, if they find that you're sexually appealing and stuff. They will, because the thing with the women nowadays, if you really pay attention, they want sex. They want good sex, And a lot of them get frustrated because they tired of waiting for the men to make the move. That's one thing, whether you like into cold approach or you into choosing signals, in most cases you still got to do something. Even when the woman put herself in that place, in most cases they want you to do something. Now you do get some women, they just gonna jump on it. I wouldn't recommend it to women in general because the man need to be doing some stuff, but it still happens. I can recommend all I want. You're still gonna get some women, they're gonna be aggressive about it. Like when you talk about this thing with teachers and young men, students and stuff. In most cases, it ain't the young man. The most the young man might be doing is just checking her out. They in the position they in, she gotta do something. Or you get some neighborhoods. Now, neighborhood moms know there's always that one woman they want their sons to stay away from. That one woman, she's single, shoot, she could be married or something, but she a little bit extra friendly with the guys and stuff. She say, hey, I can give you some money and stuff if you can cut, you got a lawnmower, you can cut my grass. In fact, she'll have a lawnmower. You can come by, it's like, it's like a bad porno or something. And he'll come over, cut that grass, and she'll be like, you need some water? And everything. But it actually happens though. If you talk to a lot of players especially, it's never surprising if they said they got initiated by an older woman in the neighborhood. Indeed, and I mentioned this before in the video, you got some like babysitters or something being real aggressive with some young boy under their care. A lot of guys, their first one was a babysitter or something like that. Because honestly, if you pay attention to a lot of young girls, when that puberty hits, they get that first period and everything, they start having those changes, they can get incredibly aggressive. Many of them might say, like some young boy in the neighborhood or something, they'd be like, hey, my parents aren't home, why don't you come on over? That's aggression. See, that aggression in most cases is gonna come off as passive aggressive. And then you just gonna get some who are aggressive. But that's the thing. And I'm gonna say some because you can't say all, because it depends on the woman. And one thing I'm gonna cover, I'm covering it on my Patreon, is about, you get some women who simply have a low libido. I mean, it is what it is. They got a low libido. So, that has to be dealt with. I think I covered that last week. When I record stuff, like for different platforms, there's some I record that day, some a week or 2 weeks before, but it is on there. I'll put it like that, it's on there. But that's just how it is. And if a man can recognize that, and recognize when he's turning on a woman, when a woman is responding to him a certain way, boom. People talk choosing signal, that's the best one. Is how she responding to you? I get a little bit more into that on my Patreon in general. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.